and speak unto him, saying, Thus speaks the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, Jesus, all right? So let's see what is being prophesied here. Behold, the man whose name is the branch. Who is the branch? Jesus. And he shall grow up, he will grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. Next verse, please. Even he shall build the temple of the Lord, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne. And he shall be a priest upon his throne. And the counsel of peace shall be between them both. All right? Here is a prophecy, and many people say, well, what do you mean by that? All right? So this is a prophecy about Jesus. Jesus, who is the branch, he shall grow up. All right? So he will be born, and then he will grow up. He will grow up, and he will build the temple. What do you mean by he builds the temple? We are the temple. He will build us up. He will inhabit us. He will build us up. All right? And look, he will build the temple because Jesus will do it. And he shall bear the glory. All glory to Jesus. And shall sit and rule upon his throne. The moment he finished his work, he went back home to be with his Father, and he sits on the right-hand side of the Father. Why is he sitting? Once again, you all should know this answer. Why is he not standing and doing the work like the priest in the temple? Why? Why is Jesus sitting? Because the work is finished. If the work is not finished, you will have to constantly run around getting sacrifices like the priest in the temple. When people bring a lamb or a goat, do you think you sit down there and say, okay, that's it? No, you have to stand up, you have to work, you always have to work because the work is never finished. But Jesus, one-time sacrifice, good for all time, so his work is finished, he sat down. He sits and rules upon his throne. And he shall be a priest upon his throne. He is our high priest. No other priest necessary. All right? No high priest, no lower priest. All of those were taken away because Jesus is our high priest. And look at this, the last line here. And the counsel of peace shall be between them both. So Jesus is sitting on his throne on the right-hand side of the Father. So the Father is sitting here and the Son is sitting here. God the Father, God the Son. All right? Look at that. And the counsel of peace shall be between them both. Who are these both people whom you think Zechariah is prophesying about? There's two people here. God and Jesus. You see, here is the beautiful picture. There's God the Father and God the Son, right? And they agreed on something. What did they agree on? Remember, there was a prophecy that Jesus will be the branch. He will be born, then he will grow up, and he will build the temple. He will finish the work. So this was before Jesus came. But the prophecy was there, and there was a counsel between the two people, God the Father and God the Son. So you can think about it this way. God the Father and God the Son, Jesus, they agreed with one another that the price to redeem us will be Jesus. So God the Father agreed to it, and God the Son, Jesus, agreed to it, and they talk and they say, yes, the price to redeem every person, to build the temple, the price would be you, Jesus. Is any one of us in this talk? None. None of us are there. You see, God the Father and God the Son agreed, and then it was done. Do you all remember long time ago when I taught you about the Abrahamic covenant? Remember the Abrahamic covenant in Genesis? So the animals were split, and before the covenant was sealed, the covenant is an agreement, all right? So I told you at that time, a covenant or an agreement can only be made if there are two or more people present. You cannot make an agreement with yourself. It's like, I sign here and then I sign myself there. So, hey, the names are the same. There's got to be at least two people. So it was called the Abrahamic covenant. So it was between God and Abraham. But before the covenant was sealed, Abraham was put to sleep. And I say that's the strangest thing, because if God says, look, God and Abraham, all right, God, Abraham, that means Abraham must not go to sleep. Because if Abraham goes to sleep, then there's no two people. But we read in Genesis that there were actually two people passing through the animals. There was the smoking furnace and the flaming lamp. So there were actually two people. And I told you one of them symbolized God the Father, and the other one, the lamb, was Jesus. Remember the lamb which guides your path? So God and God the Father and God the Son actually sealed the covenant for Abraham. So they said to each other, we're going to bless Abraham. And that was it. So then Abraham woke up. And how good was Abraham? All of you know the story. Was Abraham the greatest guy ever? Man, he made no mistakes at all. No. Abraham made mistake after mistake after mistake, all right? He lied, he cheated, Abraham was not a very good person. But regardless of what he did, he was blessed. Why was he blessed? Because the covenant was made between God the Father and God the Son to bless Abraham. So Abraham was blessed regardless of his actions, because God made the agreement between God the Father and God the Son. The agreement was agreed by God himself. And look, this was the prophecy given. The counsel of peace shall be between them both only. You are not in the agreement. But the agreement, once made by God the Father and God the Son, was then given as a free gift to you. Just like the Abrahamic covenant, it was then given to Abraham. So this one, on salvation, God the Father and God the Son, they said, yes, how do we redeem mankind? But the plan was already in place. The price would be you, Jesus. And Jesus says, yes, the price is me. And they made the agreement, and they said, this agreement will be given as a free gift to everybody. Jesus, you will pay the price for every sinner out there. For all sins of all mankind. God the Father and God the Son agreed to this.